Hello everyone and welcome back to City Skylines, the 1 hour a day build with me, your host and insane mayor Zerberus. We are of course still working on the town of Lifstrom, which has reached 171,000 people. So we are well on our way to creating the mega city we wanted. We may even go so far as to eventually at some point in time, I don't know, depending on just how big this city gets, we may actually have to go so far as to turn all of this into low density eventually. I don't know. Just to keep the PC alive. We'll see. I'll take a quick sip and let's get to it. So, last episode we tossed in the services area. Nothing but garbage and wastewater. We tossed in some water towers here in one of our turbines. We can probably even do that in another one. That said, we do have quite a bit of water stored as well. I mean, the Umbrella Corporation did plan ahead, so we're not really too concerned about water as far as the amount goes. We have enough, and we have, 4.9 million cubic meters still saved. So even if our water supply were to suddenly, for some mysterious reason, just shut down completely, we'd actually still have water for another 2 game weeks. Which is possibly starting to become a little bit little, but not sure we want to allow them. Well, actually, the problem is not people crossing, the problem is people getting over. Not really sure why they're jumping all the way over here just to then cycle in there. That's kind of pointless. Oh, the problem is it's 3 lanes ahead. No, 4 lanes ahead. Yeah, so that's basically a size issue. What do our overall numbers look like? Yeah, we're still getting an 81% total flow, so we're just going to set that down to periodic gumming up, which is inevitable in some spots. So, take a quick look at our university, how they're doing. They stand to lose 2 renown levels. Okay. But we don't have the academic works for the highest renown level anyway, so it's not really that bad. Everything else is for the most part working. 8 with no place for goods. I'm guessing that's just going to be general industry. Oh, this industry area came in really quick. And we're probably still not really filling this one up as far as people go, so yeah, I think what we're going to do next is we are going to open up one more of these. Or do we want to put a first... we don't really... We do kind of want to have a little bit more population, a little bit closer to the industries over here first. And that's already actually kind of far away, but at least they can get straight on the highway and shoot down, so that's actually really not too bad. So yeah, Prospect Hills is what we'll do next. We'll fill this area up with residential and some organic and local produce is probably also going to inevitably have to go in here as well. Oh, wait a sec, this can actually come off of here. Well, you got a lot of people parking here, considering that nobody lives here. That looks okay. What time is it anyway? I am 1:45. I think this will be the last episode I film for today, though. So thank you to everybody already for sticking around so long on Twitch. But I do also have some things to do in Azeroth. Yeah, so we lost a little bit as far as our university goes, but that's not so bad. So, paths, as usual. Well, that's not really the point of that. Huh, doesn't matter. So, got that one in. Da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. Just pathing it up. Pathing time. Making unpathable puns. So this one will go over here. This one will go over here. Connect it from here over, or here-ish, over to here. Move that in just a hair. Move that one in as well. Is that the entire district? No, it is not. It's that legacy that Dino Oil is proud to continue by using that works. So now, start off with the most important things: healthcare. This is going to work fine. Mortuary, or rather a crematorium. Exactly, we'll put that right on the roundabout. Or right next to the roundabout, I should say. Child and elder care. Right there is nice. That actually lets us put a playground right next to that. That's nice. Wonderful. Where is the small playground? That'll just fit in beautifully right there. So now fire, police. We won't even worry about over coverage. I don't think over coverage is really something we're in a position to have anymore. Garbage services, I'm going to say they're doing just fine, because all of this should really be more or less Yeah, I mean, it's so close to that. That said, they do have a bit of a way to get over, so... But that shouldn't be too bad. So now we'll just add some standard parks in. I'm thinking we'll create some kind of super massive park in the city center. That'll be like our real park. One that will definitely just like flex the muscles of the DLCs for. So we actually don't have room for this anywhere? Yeah, we do. But we don't want to put it... really, is it that bad? We could put it like out here. Knowing that this is probably going to be a residential area anyway. And just put 2 out there. At least that'll be a start. Yeah, and just dot some small parks in here. That'll work. Like, for example, across from the hospital. Maybe a large playground somewhere in a corner. Doggy park over there and maybe over here. Put another small playground in here. And like another small park in here. I think that should sort them. I don't think we're even going to want to add commercials, except for the outside ring maybe, so we'll just actually get set to already just zoning all of this by hand. Because I don't think there's anything we've really forgotten. So we can just let the game run while we do this. And just zone 1 at a time. Make sure we absolutely don't miss anything if we're already going to do it this way. This is working out just fine. We can actually see him coming in already in quite a few spaces. Oh wait, education. We didn't do anything in the way of education yet for this area. I think what we're going to want to do is put an elementary on each of these fingers, so to speak. See just how bad the coverage is. I'm actually going to want a second one back in here. In fact, we may even want one back in here and back in here. Because elementary school coverage is like kind of important. Because that's just totally the basics. High school, that's actually not so bad anymore. I need to get up quick once I'm done with this and close the shutters. The sun's getting in my eyes. That's not good. Makes it a bit hard to see what I'm doing. In fact, you know what I just thought of? We need to check their policies first. Before we allow all this to move in. Yeah, that's what I thought. No high-rise pen. Now we can let all them move in, and while they're doing that, at least for the first few seconds, let me get up. Ah, they're much better. So, where are we? Where were we? We have industry demand. Yet we still have unzoned industry. So that would mean we have primarily office demand. And seeing as these offices have also all filled in and are probably even, well, not well, some of them could use some better services. That's probably why they're not upgrading, but what's the story on unemployment? 2%. It's actually not that bad. Yeah, but this is starting to come in. The question is, yeah, but it's not really industry, I don't think. That's, well, actually, for the most part, this is filled in. Can add a little back in there. In fact, we can add an entire new section back in there if we really want to. I think we can zone on the side of that. Oh, so this is raised up and not zonable. Am I seeing that right? No, it's zonable. It's just, well, it is raised up though. Yeah, but also instantly started coming in, so this doesn't seem to be an improper solution. We actually might even want to do oh, come on, there was an angle there but we were able to come out at. And it wasn't with anarchy either. Although it would actually normally have to be with anarchy because they're so tight that we really shouldn't be able to come out there. And the Umbrella Corporation fails us once again. At least they didn't poison us this time. So that's right, I could actually open up the chat again. Ay. Slowly but surely starting to lose my rhythm. But I mean, yeah, this is what, the third or fourth episode that we filmed today, so I think it's amazing that we're this far and we still haven't put in any real significant amount of public transport, and we still have halfway decent traffic. Just do these out while we're already here. That should be all of those down. Oh, that's right, we didn't even set up the roundabout yet in the one we just opened up, so that's going to be something we're going to want to do reasonably soon. I don't think we ever set up the central roundabout either, but that actually seems to still be working quite well. Then again, it is like totally oversized, so all of this is really completely oversized for a residential area, but that's on purpose.
Can you hear it? Listen closely. It's the sound of refreshment. Hop soda refreshment.
And that should be just about everything in here.
Belch the best.
Let's still have some on the side roads. In fact, we probably will still have some on the side roads. So that should be... I spoke too soon. That one we already did. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. You too, you too. That should be most of the traffic lights, and again, this is a residential area, so they shouldn't really cause any sort of a problem anyway. I'm just thinking, do we maybe want to put like our first supermassive level 3 residential area like over here on this side? Basically like a residential area this size, but then with the ability to actually build up super high. I do kind of like that idea. Partially also just because this is such a long stretch that it shouldn't cause any problem, that it should give us really, really easy access to the highway. We have services right here. Commercial zone here, and an office zone. This is all probably going to be commercial then. And then super high-rise IT offices in the middle, things like that. That said, if we do that right now, then we kind of preclude us possibly doing like a third connection through here, which we will probably eventually want. Or we just do that right now and preclude that becoming a problem. Or we could also just wait a little bit and see what exactly they want us to do. Ah, yes, wonderful. We're back to renowned, and we can hold renowned. We've got 15 academic works, so we're only missing one more to be able to hit max level. Why is the campus attractiveness down so far? That's a bit surprising. That doesn't matter. How far are we? 19 weeks and then the academic year ends. So no major problems. University's running nicely. This new residential area isn't coming in quite as fast as we'd want it to. But that is entirely to be expected. In fact, we'll put commercial here, because we do have the train lines there. So that is inevitably going to be an issue. And here we have the highways, so that's also inevitably going to be an issue. We may even... yeah, we'll create small commercial nooks in here, just in the center for everyone. Just like around the police and fire station, and then here around the elder and child care area. Just so people don't have to go quite so far. To do like shopping and stuff like that. And just right here on the roundabout. In fact, we'll do it. We'll actually take this entire section here in the center, because they don't have any commercial other than that ring on the outside, and so they'll probably also be wanting to use this. And so that may actually get heavier use than we initially expect. We haven't built a single IT high-rise yet, because we're slowly building up to those. I still can't believe these are still so low. It's just a question of time. Trident accounting. Death care, health care obviously aren't great over here. I was kind of hoping to get some reasonable healthcare coverage from at least the what's it called? The helicopters that we put in. I can't remember where. But maybe just some death care coverage will actually help. Don't really think they're going to need healthcare per se. It's kind of pointless in a commercial zone for the most part. But something went bing, so that's a good sign. So, what do we want to turn into our next project? Well, they want more industry space. They still want more industry space, and that actually filled up basically immediately, so yeah. We will see what we can do about giving them some more industry space. Not bad, huh? Oh, that's the problem. I'm using the wrong tool. Don't think traffic back in here should be that heavy. But this should definitely give us some extra industrial zoning. Assuming we have, once again, the umbrella did not cover us. Want to be careful. We don't want to have industrial zoning too close to our water supply. The Umbrella Corporation wants to have industrial zoning too close to our water supply. Yeah, but we don't. We like our water clean. What is that that's going up that's so high? Oh, oil. Some sort of oil well or something. Yeah, of course. Oh, but that just blew right in, didn't it? Yeah, they're going relatively quick. Yep. So that should satisfy our industry demand. It's nuts that we're still actually getting in any sort of demand for products from down here, but I can already see us eventually setting up like a another set of offshore rigs. Now we're just gonna jam pack this now as much as we can. They're once again complaining about not enough buyers, so traffic 84%. So overall no major issues. Otherwise it wouldn't even be able to get up that high. And that means that the solutions in here are really halfway decent for the most part. Yeah. Occasionally get some heavy inflow on certain roads, some heavy outflow on others, but for the most part everything just keeps on flowing. And that's why we're still able to get by more or less without public transport. We really only have this one metro line and this one little train line, because we just we haven't really moved anywhere that we absolutely need public transport to expand. But again, I'm thinking with a large residential area in here, maybe that might change. Or maybe this will be a large commercial area and we'll have an even larger residential area here. That said, we also have a large residential area here that we still need to fill in, so I think we'll go for commercial here. And we may even start to set some places up to be like a little bit more landmarky and start working on slowly pushing up a tourism industry. Or, I mean, we still haven't even started on farming and forestry. We cleared out a bit of room for some farms, but that's not really a farming industry. That's we cleared out some room. That's a bit of terraforming. So, think. No, that's gonna go up. In fact, you know what? I'll let it run quick. I'll smoke one and let my thoughts settle on whether or not something needs to be done. We'll look at a few things on the way. Happiness doesn't appear to be a big problem for most of these people. These guys over here apparently see the world a little bit differently, so we will add a dog park in there. Let's see if that doesn't bring them down to a more acceptable level. Add another one in here. And maybe like a Japanese tea garden over here. I mean, again, not everybody can always be super happy. That's just kind of a bit of a factor of the whole game, but you can at least try to make some of them happy. Is this even residential? Not even sure this is residential. I think it is though. So we'll just give them a dog park if that'll fit, and it will. Actually, maybe a second one like in here. Not even sure that's residential. That may have been commercial. No, that was residential. Commercial's down here, that's right. So yeah, I'll just take a really quick smoke while we let the cinematic camera run for a change. And just see if I can't get an idea. But overall, this looks nice. Don't see any obvious major issues. That's basically what we want. I think we may have forgotten a path on that one, though. It kind of looked like it. But yeah, lots of people walking. Not quite as many people bicycling. Maybe we need to actually really start working with some roads with dedicated bicycle lanes. That said, they can bicycle on sidewalks, and we have seen quite a few people on bicycles over time, so. Trash truck rolling through the university, that looks nice. Some insane guy in his little SUV. I think that's an SUV. Don't know, he definitely drives like it's one. And some of the huge amount of untouched landscape we still have yet to assimilate. That's what I like about the cinematic camera. It doesn't like have any specific theme in mind, other than whatever it follows is whatever is right in the middle of the camera. Like, for example, right now it's not following anything, so yeah, thank you. I was just about to point at that one little guy right there in the middle. Right now, for example, yeah, it's following this guy here on the bike. And that's why every time he makes like a little turn, the camera will also make a little turn.
Now and get a free handful of pellets to feed the fish. Limit 4 per family while supplies last. We'll look forward to seeing you where the animals live in rooms painted to look like home. The City Zoo.
Bring the whole family to At the Old Green, old-fashioned family restaurant. At the Old Green.
Yeah, overall, this is really just starting to become a lively old city, isn't it? And lively, that's a good word. That's a really good word. We've got so much land out here that we're probably not going to be able to build all too much on. At least not in the way of settlement. But like, for example, that huge mountain. Got large mountainsides over here. So I'm thinking we might not want to zone it yet, to start actually building them yet, but we may want to consider whether or not these just wouldn't be like awesome nature preserves. Haha. That's the guy. Oh, that's right. And did I check before I reloaded whether or not the unlimited outside connections are active. I apparently forgot it once again. So, as usual, that and that are going to have to wait. So, what kind of demands have we got? We've got no demands. That's nice, but not going to get us anywhere. Do we have any of our taxes down currently, just to make sure? No, 12, 12, 12, 12. We don't, I think, have any policies running on taxation. No, shouldn't be a problem. We do still have schools out running, though, so that might be something that we may want to finally get rid of. That'll probably give us more problems with workers for the industry. That said, we do have residential zones that are still filling in, so we shall see just how that pans out. But I'm thinking that's going to be what we need to do next. We might also want to manage our traffic back in here a little bit better than absolutely not. At least with like turning lanes and things like that on, well, it doesn't even, they don't even have roads that are going to allow for multiple lanes. Yeah, we're gonna turn those into 4-lane roads. That's pointless to have those as 2 lanes. That's already a 4-lane. That can be 2. Nah, it needs to be 4 lanes all the way. At least up to here, where these come off. So, and now we'll set. In fact, you know what? Screw it. We'll just make them all 4 lanes and be done with it. It's industry. Yay! Our campus went up again. I don't think we hit max level, but we can take a quick look as soon as we're done here. That's those intersections, that's that intersection, that intersection, that intersection. That one we don't really have to care about, but we'll do it anyway. That one should already be managed. These should already be managed anyway. So yeah, that should improve flow back there a little bit. So let's take a quick look. Yeah, we're still only at 4 stars. I don't think you can go up 2 in 1 year, but we have everything we need to go up next level, and now our university is once again earning money. Except that now we're not spending any money on academic works or other things like that. We can set our team identity and team color, but I kind of like yellow. Sponsorship deals, decreased upkeep. Yeah, we'll definitely take sponsorship deals. Varsity team gives out, increases the odds of winning home and away matches. That makes people happier generally. I think it also will make our campus more. We'll just go with the sponsorship deals for now, I think. We don't want to increase our costs necessarily if we don't have to. And we don't have any buildings, I think, that we didn't have before, right? Yeah, no, we still have the same stuff. We can add some more varsity sports if we can find room for them. And thank you for the follow, Metroham. Welcome to the channel. We already have a baseball court. We already have the aquatics. So can we maybe get this one in on a side road? I think if we put a road either here or here, we can probably get that one in there as well. I used to hate it too, admittedly, but I got used to it and eventually I implemented it for myself. Yeah, this will fit in there. Excellent. So that means we actually only have to put 2 stadiums on the other side, and we can line this one with trees as well. Yeah, if you want to talk, if you have any questions, then sure, just drop them in the chat. I'll see if I can get to them. Because I'm actually, this is also partly a YouTube series. So I am, for the most part, trying to be semi-efficient also at building something. You're here for the cursed roads? Yeah, so far I haven't had any broken nodes on this build. Also any broken pathfinding, but I get a feeling as far as we plan on taking this that will eventually happen. Because the goal is 500k or more. And so, yeah. I'm pretty sure something's going to break at some point in time. So, do we maybe want to put a parking lot road out here? I think we do. If we can find one that looks reasonable and doesn't cause us any grief. Oh, that's why I'm using the curved road tool. That's why things are so screwy. Now we can put a little parking lot in there. Excellent. And this is where we need the markings. Where are the markings? We want the longer marking. Is this actually... Oh, that's actually too wide for that one. Okay, so... Now, of course, we need anarchy as well. Then we'll have to do this with these. Was that actually... We did draw in a parking road, right? 16 meter... Ah, 1 parking lane, road, 1 driving lane. Okay, I get it. Now I get it. Oh, anything specific you have in mind on that new interchange you're working on, or is it just like whacked out piece of art that will be done when it's done? I mean, because every so often I'll build an interchange myself, but admittedly I do have a tendency to just grab something off of... What are all of these? Oh, these are also Timbos, they just don't have... Exactly, I tend to just use Timbo's interchanges. For the most part, actually turbines, but I do modify them to a certain degree myself. 1920 with an interesting traffic circle. Okay. I actually use quite a few roundabouts. I mean, we've got entire districts in some places that are basically based around one. Like here, for example. So we're getting industry demand, and we still don't have any farming, any forestry. Is this the part where we create ourselves a forestry industry? Or a farming industry? Or do we just expand something? I mean, again, it could also be offices. That's not out of the question. So, how far are we into the stream anyway? We only have another 10 minutes, so building an entire new district probably isn't going to be time efficient, but we could expand one. Yeah, I know what we'll do. Because again, all of this is supposed to be a large shipyard eventually anyway. So we may as well put more industry in here. There goes the chat. 1 second. Yeah, traffic circles, if you don't manage them right, they can really drive you completely nuts. Unless you're using them, like, for example, in a residential area, because there it generally doesn't matter. But for example. In fact, did we even ever lane manage this one properly? Why are they trying to split over there? Are you idiots? So now that problem should be solved. You give him a 2-lane road. No, we're only going to use one. That's, yeah, it's just an idiosyncrasy of the game. Why is he even in the outside lane? What is he trying to do? What is... Ah, okay. Do we maybe even want to pop this up to 5 lanes? It shouldn't, probably won't even give us much of a help. Oh, you know what we can do, though? We never lane managed it, I just noticed. Or we never managed our turning off lanes, I should say. Now that should theoretically improve things. Did we at least set... We never even set it as a oh my god, we did nothing here. Ah. You cannot, you can. So yeah, you can. You can, you cannot, but you can do that. Yeah, of course you can move through. So now, that should work a little bit better. The keyword being should. Actually, the whole point here was to have 2 turning off lanes. So this is actually managed wrong. That's the way that needs to be. And the same here, actually. We also wanted 2 turning off lanes. Or did we? Is this just getting so heavy? Ah, okay, that's probably just a ship that came in. I was just wondering which line that was. It appears to be working properly again. Assuming it ever was. Let's see what our overall traffic flow is like. That's still at 82%. Still nothing where we have to make any major changes, especially since a lot of these areas aren't really going to be altered much anymore anyway. So, yeah, we'll put in the beginnings of that next industrial area I was talking about. We need a curved freeform road. And obviously we're going to want to have offices right next to the highway. At least in the first section where they're so close to the residential area. Ay ay ay. Words, words. What are words? Something I am obviously not good at finding anymore. That was weird. Ah, because the terrain's a bit funky there, okay. So, and now, since this is really just going to be a small general purpose industry area, although we may add like some waste management or something in there, that's probably not going to be a bad idea. We're just going to grid it. With one-way roads, and that should give us basically all the control we need. There. Ah, that's the problem. I'll put one across here. One more here. more here. And a final one here. So that should be enough industry. So, at least for the time being. And we'll want to give them easy access to the harbor, of course. Wasn't there like a mini node between there? I'm fairly certain there was. Oh no, it did actually hook up directly to that node. Okay, just making sure. So 2 in. Traffic manage that. In fact, we need to do our turning lanes here. We're like right now. And of course, we'll knock out all the traffic lights. In fact, we're also going to add like waste management and stuff back in here. It's probably not a bad idea. If we already have a large industry area, we may as well use it for something reasonable. So, and now kill the lights.
What we do with the fish is nobody's business but ours. Just enjoy your salmon, $8.99 with our famous stew. So, welcome on into Fish Brother Seafood themed restaurant, where everything's a great catch. Except the shrimp. Colossal ore.
And that should be that. So now they can get out here, they can turn around here. So we're gonna want this to come in somewhere, let's say around here-ish. I'd like to have that come in a little bit later.
Together we can reunite minerals with the people who love them. Colossal ore. More than ore.
That should work fine. Now there are 2 ways that they might want to get off. One is here onto the roundabout to get on one of the highways. Yeah, what they're going to do is they're just basically going to use the existing traffic infrastructure for the most part. What is going on? Why can I not? There, thank you. I think that should, for the most part, work fine. This access from here would then come from there. This is where they get off. So we may wind up with more cross traffic. In fact, do we have commercial in here? Yes, we do. So we can't go with a heavy traffic ban for the entire area. That said, most heavy traffic has absolutely no reason to come back here anyway. So what we will actually do is we'll give them a bridge. I hate T crossings, but right here that may actually be the only sensible solution. I'm just hoping we're not going to have to anarchy it in. But we probably will. That might actually be high enough. No, it's not. But we can also raise this node, and then it will be. That should allow for trains to pass under it, I think. Now it definitely will. Turn off anarchy. That still works, excellent. That's probably going to be a bit heavy. So what we can do, though, we can pull this node down. Because the trucks aren't nearly as high as the train is, and then this is just an overall incline. That works. That should work. The question is, do we want to implement a heavy traffic ban on this? No, we don't. We'll leave this the way it is. But now we can fill this side with offices and the entire rest with industry. And that should all be oil industry by default. Let's do this a little bit differently over in this corner. Just want to make sure if there's any like hole in the residential zoning, we don't wind up with an oil industry in there. So, and now they're also going to need fire and garbage and things like that. In fact, they're going to help with the garbage. Excellent. We'll put a transfer facility actually right here. Oh, not that close actually. Okay, so we'll put that on this road. Put another one over here. That actually won't help even if we put another one over there, because they don't have a way to get out any faster. But just bring it up to there. That's just wonderful. So exactly, fire and police. And once again, the umbrella did not provide proper coverage. I get a feeling... Wait a sec. Ah, that's what happens. I think every so often I accidentally press Control S and that turns off the node snapping. I think that happens when I'm trying to turn anarchy on or off. There. Now that should be sorted. And of course now we're getting commercial demand. Now that we finally built industry, we're getting commercial demand. Arrgh! But isn't that the way it always runs? So, but we are also at the end of the hour for this episode. So, if you're watching on Twitch, hang around. I'll film the next episode in just a few minutes. But, yeah, otherwise, you guys have been great. I've been Zerb, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!